Pull up a chair, sis. Let's chat. Everybody wants support, but here's the question. Are they giving it back? Support is not a one-way street. If I'm clapping for you, reposting for you, showing up for you, why can't you do the same for me? In this episode of A Seat at My Table, we're talking about what real support looks like and how to make sure it flows both ways. Don't miss it. Hey, welcome back. Or if you're new here, welcome to the Soft Life. Now, over here, we do life with style and grace, always real classy based. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell because your RSVP is always confirmed. Okay, y'all, as I said, today we're going to talk about something that a lot of people don't want to admit out loud. And shout out to my girl Tempest for giving me this topic because it's a good one. We're talking about support and not the surface level, I see you sis kind of support, the real deal. Because everybody wants support. Buy the ticket, repost the flyer, clap for their wins. But the question is, are they supporting you back? Support is not supposed to be a one-way street. And honestly, too many people treat it like it is. So let's break it all the way down. Let's be clear on what support is because people love to twist it. Support isn't just liking my post on Instagram. That's nice. But real support, that's consistency. It's being there when the cameras aren't rolling. Support is checking in on me when I'm quiet. It's sending that encouraging text before my event. It's pulling up and saying, I got you. Not just when things are shiny, but when things are shaky. And here's the kicker. Support doesn't always have to cost money. Sometimes support is sharing resources. Sometimes it's giving me advice I didn't even know I needed. Sometimes it's just reminding me that I'm not out here by myself. But if it only flows one way, it's not support, it's convenience. You ever had a friend who only calls when they need something? Advice, money, your energy, and you always show up. But when it's your turn, nothing. It's excuses. It's silence. It's, girl, I've been so busy. That's a one-way street, sis. And driving on one-way streets gets dangerous fast. Because after a while, you realize you've been going in circles while they've been taking all your gas. Support has to flow in both directions. I'm not saying it has to be 50-50 all the time. Life ebbs and flows. But if I'm always pouring and you're always sipping, nah, that's not friendship. That's freeloading. I think about relationships like emotional bank accounts. Every time you call me just to say, I'm proud of you, that's a deposit. Every time you repost me without me asking, that's a deposit. Every time you just show up for me with genuine love, that's a deposit. But then there are withdrawals. Every time you dump all your drama on me without asking how I'm doing, that's a withdrawal. Every time you ask for a favor without ever offering help, that's a withdrawal. The problem comes when people are making withdrawal after withdrawal and never putting anything in. That's overdraft. And overdraft in friendships looks like resentment, burnout, and you low-key side-eyeing the phone every time they call. A healthy account has deposits and withdrawals. Otherwise, the account should be closed. Let's talk about silent supporters. You know the ones. They'll tell you in private, girl, I see you. I'm proud of you. But in public, you can't even get a repost, a like, a clap. Meanwhile, they'll repost a celebrity or somebody they don't even know before they share your work. Here's the thing. I appreciate private encouragement, but if you can't stand with me in public, that tells me a lot. Silent support is selective support, and selective support doesn't build trust. If you only support me when it's convenient or when no one else can see it, that's not support. That's lip service. Real support shows up out loud. In friendships, support has to be reciprocal. That doesn't mean we're keeping score. Like, I did this for you, so you owe me. That's not friendship either. That's a contract. But it does mean that over time, it balances. If I'm always the one driving to your side of town, always the one checking in, always the one buying the birthday gift, and when it's my turn, you're MIA, that's not reciprocity. True friends refill you. They clap just as hard for your win as you do for theirs. They don't compete. They don't compare. They don't drain. They give back. That's how you know it's real. And now let's talk about romantic relationships. Support here is not just financial. It's emotional. It's being able to say, I believe in you, even when the world doubts you. If you're clapping for little wins and he can't even acknowledge your promotion, your degree, your dream, that's a red flag. If he wants you cheering on the sidelines for him, but when it's your turn, he's distracted, that's not a partnership. That's a performance with a one-man audience. Love without support feels like loneliness. And if I'm going to feel alone, I can do bad all by myself. Now, let's sip on this. Family. Some of the most entitled people when it comes to support are family members. They'll expect you to show up at every event, contribute money, babysit, drop everything for them. But when it's time to support you, crickets. And because it's family, we excuse it. But boundaries apply to family too. Blood doesn't excuse one-way support. If I can show up for you, you can show up for me. Otherwise, I still love you, but from a distance. Because mutual respect is the standard, family or not. Have y'all ever had somebody clap for you just to keep the door open for themselves? That's not real support. That's a business deal. Transactional support looks like this. I'll follow you if you follow me. I'll support your event, but only so you'll donate to mine later. Or I'll check in with you, but only because I'm about to ask for a favor. That's not love. That's networking in disguise. And while there's a place for networking, don't confuse it with friendship. Don't confuse it with support. Because support, real community, is not about transactions. It's about love, reciprocity, and care. This is why choosing your circle wisely is so important. The right circle makes support effortless. They clap without conditions. They celebrate without side eyes. They pour into you because they love you, not because they're keeping score. The wrong circle, they make support feel like a chore, like you have to beg for their attention, like you're auditioning for their approval. And let me tell you, you don't have to audition for people who are truly in your corner. Your circle should feel like a safe space, not a stage. So how do we fix it, y'all? First, let's get clear on what support looks like for you. Don't be afraid to communicate it. Second, watch patterns, not just words, but actions. Who shows up? Who disappears? Lastly, adjust the access you give people. If support only flows one way, reroute your energy. Support should feel like breathing, not begging. And when it flows right, everybody wins. But when it doesn't, it's okay to move accordingly. Now, before I leave you, let's flip the mirror for a second. Because yes, we've talked about people not showing up for us, but we also need to ask ourselves, are we showing up for them? Support can't just be about asking, can you repost this? Can you buy a ticket? Can you come through? Can you share this? That's fine. But when's the last time you asked, how can I support you? Sometimes people don't even need big gestures. They might just need to check in, to listen, to share a resource, or to clap for them the way they clap for you. If we want to continue to normalize reciprocity, we have to practice it too. And here's the beauty. When you become someone who offers support freely, you attract that same energy back because people remember who poured into them without being asked. Support isn't just about taking, it's about creating a circle where everybody feels seen, valued, and uplifted. And that means you have to be just as intentional about giving support as you are about asking for it. One thing I believe in, most of the time, you don't win because you don't like clapping when it's not your turn. Many people want to receive but aren't willing to give. And it just doesn't work that way. But at the same time, I've learned in my 53 years, it's not really so much that people are against me. They're just for themselves. All right, y'all, we covered a lot today. We talked about what real support looks like and how one-way streets drain the life out of friendships and relationships. We dug into emotional bank accounts, those silent supporters, the importance of reciprocity in friendships, and how support has to be mutual in love, family, and even in business. We even called out transactional support, the kind that only claps for you because they want something in return. And then we wrapped it up with something important. Don't just sit around waiting for people to support you. Be the person who asks. Be the person that follows up. Be the person that is who you say you are. How can I support you? Because support is not just about taking. It's about creating flow both ways. At the end of the day, support is about balance. It's not keeping score. It's making sure nobody is left empty. When it flows right, everybody wins. When it doesn't, it's okay to adjust and protect your peace. Thank y'all for hanging out with me for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling the vibe. And follow me on all socials at RSVP with Lori for more fashion, beauty, lifestyle, and these real girlfriend chats. Until next time, your RSVP is confirmed.